Okay, here we go. Third show. This one is, on paper, the highest draw. It's a high level national main event, our first ever high level national as well. All the other title fights are mid level. So this should, I don't know if the main event alone will be enough though to keep it high level national, because everything else is like regional, low level national. But we'll see. It's a pretty odd one. Bingwin Park came into the company late. He's only on his third fight. He is 7-0 though. He's the third pound for pound best in the world, second best middleweight in the world. He's not bad as well. Pretty decent ground game. But I honestly don't see him getting past Rob Baines. He's not really fought and beat anyone with any real significant skills. And also two of his last three fights have been finished by rear naked choke, which is pretty interesting because Rob, who is a rear naked choke master, has finished all three of his last three opponents with a rear naked choke. So it's quite interesting to see if we're going to see a rear naked choke finish. It's almost kind of pointing towards that. But Rob, I would say, is the favourite for this one to be crowned the first ever middleweight champ. He's the second pound for pound, so it's two fighters out of the three best in the world fighting against each other, which is pretty crazy to think about. But as for the other guys on the card, Phil Vedigre, who could honestly be Tony McCall's first title defence. He's 5-0, third best heavyweight in the world, third in our company. But it's between probably him and Fezzik, and we all know if Fezzik gets it first, no one's going to beat him. Nope. Once Fezzik takes that belt, it's going to be on lockdown for a while. So we'll see. But Phil's definitely up there, and he's not got the hardest guy to beat in Florio. Not really. We'll see how it goes. And we also got, surprise, Zacco's back after serving his 1 year suspension after he beat Greg Atfield in September of '89. It's his first fight back, so let's hope he doesn't be a naughty boy straight away and get done for drugs again just after the first show back. David Carlos Ramos, pretty one-sided fight for him to beat Eddings. Pretty one-sided fight for the big man Yamada to beat Jarry. We got Malfi Robbie, pretty one-sided fight to beat Pim. We got Dwayne Weatherly, who of course lost to Gage, the most highest paid fighter in the world, on his last fight, and he's up against Street, who also he started a bit of a losing streak, so he'll be wanting to bounce right back off that. Then we got Desi, pretty much favourite to win his fight, even though he lost his debut. National caliber submission wrestler, who of course lost to Lacazette. Both of those guys made their debuts against each other, and it was just a case of 50-50 who would win. They're both very good. And he's up against the Sorcerer, who won his debut high level judo. I think Desi should be able to, he'll be the favourite on that one. Kitahara, who's 2-0 as well. He's not actually that good, he's just got a bit lucky with his booking, I would say. But still in his rookie year. Also, actually, if Yamada wins this, he'll be 4-0, and he'll still technically be in his rookie year. So I would assume that he'll probably win Rookie of the Year if he wins that fight, because I don't know if there's anyone else that's still a rookie that's had 4 fights in their first year. There's maybe 1 or 2 more, but we'll go with Yamada since he's the only one I can remember. But let's go. First fight's pretty much a throwaway, so we'll not look too much into it. Abdullah gets the win to give Jin his second loss of his career, which obviously now means he's 1 loss away from getting cut, and he calls out Jeff Carlin again, which is probably not going to happen just because of the rankings. They're so far apart. It's okay, interesting though. Big favourite Kitahara, 18 years old, up next, gets the win. Is he actually in his rookie year too? He is. Not. No, he is. He could be in contention for it, because Yamada hasn't really fought anyone with real significance, whereas Kitahara, all the guys he's beat have been ranked welterweights. But good rated third round finish for him to stay unbeaten, and he calls out Joe Hinchcliffe again. Interesting. Well, not as strong a favourite as I thought Escovedo would be for this fight, but I'll be very surprised if he loses again. To be honest, he doesn't. Nice. That would have been a bit of a sweaty moment, because he would be 0-2, and imagine a national caliber fighter already getting cut, going 0-3. It would be pretty awkward. But goes to decision, gets a good rating. It's his first pro win. Well, ideally we want the favourite to win this one, the Bulldozer Benedict, just to get him back on winning ways. Dwayne's probably going to be one of those guys in the lightweight class who just will always have a scuffed record, you know. He'll probably have like 10, 15 fights and it'll be kind of like a Nate Diaz UFC type record where he's just fought so many times, a handful of wins, handful of losses. Oh, he gets the win though, which is surprising. Against a guy with good ground game, he's managed to survive all 3 rounds and won by split decision. What did they have it as? Huey gave it 30-27, 29, 2 rounds to 1, and 2 rounds to 1. Wow, the third judge maybe done him dirty there. He gave it all 3 to him. The other 2 gave it 2 to 1. Wow, but that's a great win for Dwayne, to be honest. Huge. I don't know if I maybe need to put my glasses on, but do the betting lines really have this even? I mean, I'll see nothing. Right, look. Just look. And now just look. I mean, he has got wrestling about him, like Glenn Pym. He's not the worst guy I've ever seen, but really? He's going to lose. Malfi Robbie 3-0 is going to lose to him? Well, it goes the whole distance. But, well, he got a bit in. He's the only guy attempted the takedown, didn't get it. The power punches really worked, and kicks for Malfi Robbie. So he's 4-0. Oh, and he claims that Nigel Malley's ducking him. See, Nigel Malley's one of those customers. It's risky calling him out, even if you have your stats all better than him, because he can knock you out with just one little flick of the wrist. But we could make that happen. They should be roughly around the same spot on the rankings too. Well, big favourite, potential rookie of the year, Yabada easily gets the win. First round finish, good rating. He's pretty much one of those guys that, similar to Fezzik and Matthew Dean, once he gets to the title contention and fights for the belt, it's very, very unlikely he loses. It's just a matter of time, really. It's like a ticking time bomb that's just bound to go off. Well, David Carlos Ramos, who we booked kind of slowly in the first year, is ending the year with another fight. Hopefully he'll go 3-0, slight favourite against Eddings, who won his debut at 4-0. He's okay, accomplished jiu-jitsu fighter, not the best. We go to another decision though. Round 3, decent rating, but Ramos stays unbeaten, gets the job done, which will help build up his momentum, as he also calls out Marazina, who right now is looking like the next contender for the lightweight for Gorshin's belt, to be honest. I don't know if we'll have him fight one more time before we fight him for the belt, because I want my champions to be active, all of them, especially since it's kind of crucial right now because we're still so early in the game. So their records and their name value is not as high as it could be, or I would like it to be. But I didn't want to wait another whole year until we introduced the titles, to be honest. So it could be, I don't know. I want them fighting as much as possible, at least 2 fights a year for the champs. Okay, Druggy Zacco's up next against debuting Storino, who's high-level grappler, nothing exciting. And after a year out the game, it's a first-round finish for Zacco to get his second win. That should hopefully actually legitimately count this time. I don't want to see any messages after this, or I'll probably cut Zacco. 1 time's fine, it's forgivable, but if you get done for drugs 2 times, especially when there's no real asset, even though he's good, he's not really like an asset to the company yet, so there'd be no need for me to keep him. Well, arguably you could say if the favourite Phil wins this, I think I'll give him a title fight over Fezzik, just because once Fezzik gets it, no one will get it off him, and it would be quite funny. He's not going to win. Like, I don't think he'll beat Tony McCall at all. He's not like title worthy at all, but it's just funny to me that he's made it this far, 5-0. So if he wins this, we'll have him fight for he'll be the first contender for the heavyweight title. But now that I feel like I've said that out loud, he's about to lose. Let's see. Oh, he wins, nice. Split decision too. 2 rounds to 1. Yep, okay, very close. Really? 2 rounds to 1? He dominated the game standing up. Oh, I guess the kick, 1 power kick. Nah, I wouldn't say that was enough. Which probably was a head kick, huh? Nah, Phil done enough. Way more than enough. Surprised it was a split decision, to be honest, but 6-0, so he'll fight most likely he'll fight Tony McCall for the belt. Right, here we go. The highest value, highest commercial fight of the whole month. All the title fights going on. Slight favourite Rob Baines. I think he should win. There's not too much analysis to go into this either. He's way bigger than Bingwen Park. He's got way better ground game than him. I just don't see Bingwen pulling this off, to be honest. You know what? I'm not going to lie. Before we find out who won, I think Baines has lost. Um, Park played it so wild the first two rounds. He kept stepping into the pocket, and Rob Baines was landing so many shots on him, and Park was just so content and just had tunnel vision. He wanted to get those suplexes. He wanted to take Rob Baines to suplex City, apparently, but he didn't. Rob Baines defended so well the first two rounds and landed a lot of hits, but he just doesn't have that sort of, I guess, the knockout power. Park's chin was just soaking it all up. And I thought Bingwin Park would keep trying and keep trying. Like I knew he would, but I didn't think he would get any success. And then as soon as he landed his first takedown in round 3, I knew I knew it was probably starting to go downhill for Rob, especially at the end of round 4 and through round 5 when it said he was getting tired. It was just, the fight started well for Rob, but I think he's lost this 3 rounds to 2, honestly. Yeah, Park definitely. Arguably as well, Park won, was it the second round or the third? He got a takedown, his very first takedown, and it was at the very end of a round. But the judge said that Rob Baines still won, but he could have even took that. He really wasn't caring for striking with Baines much, he just wanted to take him down. Okay, here we go. Wow, okay, the first judge is giving it to Baines. I don't think Baines, if Baines didn't win 3 rounds to 2, there's no way. He arguably won 2, but no, I don't see where he's won 3. Oh god, this could be very controversial. Okay, 2 rounds to 3 for Baines. 2 rounds to 3 for Park. And our first ever middleweight champ is going to be Baines. It's giving it to Baines. Okay, I don't know about that. I think Bingwen's been done dirty a little bit here. Split decision, win. Wow, the first ever middleweight title. Only gets a decent, which makes sense. Bingwen Park was just trying to throw Rob Baines around. Nothing much in terms of striking was really going on. Like, look at this, 15 attempts. Only lands 4, but luckily enough, he sort of spread them out between rounds. But I honestly thought he won with all those takedowns. We're definitely not going to run this back just because it's so early in the game world. But I think Bingwen Park will be back for another shot of gold. Although having said that, will Baines be the title holder? Probably not. So it's not necessarily for that, but these two will definitely fight again. 23, 19 years old. Yeah, there's no way these guys are going to be here for like 10 more years, probably have at least 20 more fights, 15 more fights, and not come against each other again. One of the greatest moments of his career, rightly so, 75. What the hell, we hit low level international? It didn't say that on the lines. Something I also forgot to mention is these two actually don't like each other before the fight. It wasn't a nuclear challenge, but I'm pretty sure Bingwen Park a while ago called out Rob Baines after his first win. I totally forgot to mention it. That's why there was no touching of gloves at the start of the fight. They hate each other basically. But arguably one of our worst main events and co-main events, which is kind of funny because it came in turn with our best ever commercial rating and our highest ever attendance in gate. Wow, 75%. But yeah, it's obviously because they hate each other. We get 1.8% in popularity. And fight of the night, we got no greats, so we'll just give it to goods. Let's give KO to... Give it to Yamada. Why not? He's probably going to be Rookie of the Year. We'll give fight of the night to... Yeah, we'll give it to... Just leave it the way it is, because none of them really stood out, to be honest. None of the fights. But we make 100k. Luckily, this card played it well. We didn't pay out too much to the fighters, but I really need to get into the next card here as soon as possible because I've just realised I've been recording for 20 minutes on this one show, which is not great. So let's go to the double title fight. Here we go, last show of the year, last show of the episode, 2 title fights in the one card. George Laurent and Edalberto. Main event, this one being a way higher name value than the welterweight belt, which is Ricardo and Jim. It was supposed to be Walter May, but we had him booked in at the end of October, I believe, to fight, or the start of November, so he wasn't able to make this. And for whatever reason, because our welterweight division didn't really flourish in the first year, a lot of the fighters in there don't really have a lot of fights compared to the other some of the other rosters, or other weight classes, I should say, sorry. But I don't really know how the title fights will go, to be honest. I never expected Jim Carpenter and Ricardo Fernandez to be fighting for the first ever welterweight championship, but it is what it is. George Laurent, who's the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. I think if he wins, I kind of not really wrote George off, but I kind of forgot about him with the title fights. So I do honestly think if he wins this, he'll be fighter of the year. Head and shoulders above Tony McCall and Gorshin, everyone. But we'll see. But we also got Gage, the highest paid athlete in the world, back in action. We pay him 23k before his win bonus, but I've just realised before this fight that his estimated value has now dropped by 10k. So after this fight, which he'll probably win and take 50k home, I'm actually going to cut him from the roster and then re-sign him, which is kind of a shady move to do, I guess. But it's going to save us like 25k per win, and I love saving money, so he's up against Alvaro Negredo, who's still unbeaten. Gage will probably beat him. Matthew Dean, easy win for him. Fezzik, easy win for him. Lacazette, after winning his debut to Dezo, easy win for him. Roberto Adelman will win. Roberto Aldes will win. Bryson Evans will get the win, and Milkovic will get the win. Easy. Well, let's see if my predictions are actually true. Milkovic, yep, decent rated first round knockout to get his second win. Let's see if I can get 2 for 2. Bryson Evans, after losing his debut all that time ago, yep, good rated first round finish. He gets his second win also. Roberto the Sniper Aldes to win this one for his third pro win. Yep, TKO strike first round finish. Roberto Adelman, the submission wrestler, to get his second win. Oh, he doesn't. Okay, that's the first upset. Unanimous decision win for Square Chin Vincent Chapman. Let's see if we're going to have any more upsets. Lacazette to pick up his second win, I would say. Yeah, average rated. It's a technical submission as well in round 3. But he's very good, Lacazette. Same with Desi, who he beat. So it's going to be hard for anyone to take him down. He also gets paid a lot of money. So I shouldn't really be as happy that he's won, because I think he takes about 20k if he wins. So we're probably going to lose money on this card, honestly. Which isn't a great way to end the year in terms of finances, but it is what it is. I mean, we don't need to say anything about this, do we? Fezzik's going to destroy this guy. Yep, first round armbar finish. Great rated fight. More of the same here, to be honest. The less said, the better. Yeah, good rated first round finish. Matthew Dean marks his 6th win. Well, hot stuff himself, Gage, slight favourite going into this one. He should be able to win. He wouldn't really lose until we match him up against the wrestlers, to be honest. The guys in his weight class who are stand-up strikers, he should be able to beat them all. I'll be surprised if he loses, to be honest. Oh my god, he lost. Okay, I mean, we save more money. He only takes away 23k. So I guess we should be thanking Alvaro to get the job done. Third round TKO strike win, which is huge actually for Alvaro. He goes 3-0. Alright, here we go. Our first ever welterweight champ to be crowned. Now, both of these guys are actually, they don't really have a weakness. To be honest, they can stand, they can lay on the ground and fight, they can submit people. They're just not, they're sort of jack of all trades, master of none. So even though Jim is the favourite for this, it could go anyway. I believe Jim's also the only guy to get a title fight out of all this month who has 4 fights. Everyone else has 5+. But he is unbeaten. He deserves this, to be honest. He's like 3rd or 4th. I kind of hope Jim wins just purely out of age. But I'm honestly not too fussed who wins this one. I don't really have a favourite or a favourite fighter in the sense. I don't really know too much about these guys, honestly. Welterweight's usually a division I add in very late to my playthroughs. It's usually one of the last divisions I introduce, and I'm not really sure why. Probably because of the lack of fighters, which we're seeing it come to fruition here, that we're struggling to book our title fights because this division's not as fleshed out as the others. But let's crown our first champion. Okay, okay. Definitely the most boring title fight we've had yet. Jim, I would say, yeah, I think Jim did, even though the card says that he did, he definitely won 5 rounds to none. Ricardo was just one step behind at all times. Here we go. Yeah, our new welterweight champ and first ever. Jim got a little bit lucky though, that Ricardo started to gas just after he did. I think it was maybe the end of round two. It looked like Jim started to fatigue, and then by like not even halfway through the third, Ricardo did too. And it just, the fight kind of got worse as it went on. It was just one of those sort of slugger fests. Yeah, decent rated, rightly so. Nothing too much, no real big hits, nothing, no real significant takedowns. I think Jim landed one, but it was purely out of fatigue, and he tried so much and didn't get any. Yeah, 8. And I think it was just a case of Ricardo's legs couldn't stop the sweep anymore. But Jim is the first champ, and that win will take him to his 5th pro win, which will put him in the world rankings too. Maybe even the best welterweight in the world with that win. Good job, Jim. Good job. Okay, very much arguably in contender to be the fighter of the year, George Laurent. If George wins this fight and doesn't win fighter of the year, I'll be very surprised. He's 6-0 Kung Fu. He has finished every single one of his opponents by at least the second round. And he's up against, I know I used the term jack of all trades for the last fight, but Edalberto is literally the definition of jack of all trades, but master of none. So it's interesting to know how he'll put up with this. He's got a pretty good chin, but I don't know. To be honest, it's interesting. I think George will win. He is the favourite. I think he'll win, but it shouldn't be an easy fight for him, honestly. Edalberto could make it a hard one, and Edalberto's known for going all to the very end, all 3 rounds, and picking up the win that way. You know, he did it against Fujishima in his last fight, who's not a very easy guy to beat. Fujishima would give George Laurent a good fight, so it could go anyway, but I think George has got it in the bag. It'll be a huge blow to end his year if he doesn't win after such a big come up for him. Okay, okay. Kind of similar to the last fight where fatigue sunk in early. Edalberto, although, almost finished the fight on the third round, and Laurent got saved by the bell once he got knocked down, which I was surprised at, to be honest. I feel like we didn't really see the best of George this fight. He's not really brought his A game. Edalberto did a very good job though. It was pretty. Some of the rounds were very close, but I think honestly the underdog Edalberto's won this. I would say 3 rounds to 2. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 4 rounds to 1. Let's see. Okay, yep. 3 rounds to 2, 3 rounds to 2, and 4 rounds to 1, and it's got to be Edalberto. Yep, the winner. Poor George. Everything was aligned for him to end the year huge, and he's fell short of the number one. This could actually mean Edalberto wins Fighter of the Year. The only guy we weren't talking about who would get it, just mainly because he's beaten the number one pound for pound fighter right now. We only get a decent, which isn't perfect, I guess. The least exciting fights were left to the end of the month, but yeah. Look at that, 9 power punches landed for Laurent. Edalberto's chin was keeping him in the game those early rounds. He managed to get through the war and pull through, and he's also called out Elgar, who arguably it would have actually been Elgar or Edalberto to fight George, so that's a big call out. It would make an interesting battle, he's not wrong. But we take 60 commercial on this one, so mid-level national still way above what we are. 1.3k in attendance, 1.6. Okay, this is all looking pretty good. I think we'll give submission to Fezzik, since it was a great rated fight instead of Matthew Dean. We'll also give him Fight of the Night since it was the only great. And Knockout Punch can go to... yeah, we'll give it to Makovic. We should take money on this. There wasn't anyone on this card who takes away huge money, apart from Gage, of course. Oh yeah, Lacazette, I forgot, he takes about 20k per win. But even with paying out like 40k, 50, almost 50k to these two, just these two alone. And then we take... so yeah, they took like 80% of the whole purse of fighters, but we still make 54k. So there we go. December is over. And we'll start next episode having a quick look at the rankings, the title holders, the world rankings. Sigma also just done their first ever show this month. So we'll maybe have a little look at that. They've also signed a lot of my guys. We're very close to high level regional 2. And when that happens, I'll sign them all in exclusive deals so Sigma can't use them. But good year. I think we had about 24 shows this year compared to 8 that we had last year, so it's like triple. We've got over 200 guys on the roster. It's pretty crazy, guys, pretty crazy. But I hope you guys enjoyed the 2-part episode. I was going to cram it all into one, but I've kind of decided while recording it that if I do, it's going to be like an hour long. So it's probably, I don't know if it is, but it's probably in 2 episodes. But if it's not, or if it is, this is the last of the 2 anyway. I'll see you guys next episode.